Hi, welcome to lesson 9, session 4. This is our refined session. Remember, this is the session where we take everything that we have learned all about comparing and rounding decimals, and we put it all together into a nice little package. And so we are going to be working in our Ready Classroom Math Workbook. We're going to be on pages 183 through 186. Again, that's 183 through 186. So go ahead and turn your math book right now to page 183. On page 183, we are looking at problem number 1. So problem number 1 says this. A grocery store charges to the nearest tenth of a pound for tomatoes. Landon has 2 386 hundredths pounds of tomatoes. How many pounds of tomatoes will the store charge Landon for? Show your work. So I went ahead and drew a place value chart for you. And I know that this 2 386 thousandths is somewhere between 2 3/10 and 2 4/10, because this 386 comes, or this 3 is either going to be rounded down to a 3 or up to a 4. Okay? So that's how I know what these two numbers are. I want you to go ahead and finish filling out this place value chart, and then I want you to compare the whole numbers, and then tell me, would this 2 and 386 thousandths round up to 2 4/10, or would it round down to 2 3/10? All right, go to number 2. Number 2 says Ellie purchased 14 297 thousandths gallons of gas. Her friend Olivia purchases 14 209 thousandths gallons of gas. Write an inequality statement comparing the two gas purchases. Show your work. So you can draw a number line. You can do this as fractions. You can do this on a place value chart. I want you to tell me, you're going to either say one number is greater than the other number, or one number is less than the other number. So you're going to choose if it's greater than or less than, but make sure that the two decimals you put between the inequality that goes in the middle, that it makes sense. For number 3, which of the following comparisons is not true? I'm going to tell you 3 of these are correct. Make sure that you notice that in the middle, we have an equal sign, a less than, a greater than. One of these statements is not true. Choose the answer that is not true. Then, Ava chose A as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? So if Ava is correct, you're going to tell me how she got that answer. If Ava is incorrect, you're going to tell me why Ava was incorrect. Number 4, Malcolm rounds each weight shown below to the nearest hundredth of a pound. So the pink is the tenths, the yellow, the fours are in the tenths. The pink is in the hundredths, and the yellow is the thousandths. Remember, if we're rounding to the nearest hundredth, we have to look at the place value next to the hundredths to find out if we're going to round up or down. So which weight does not round to 2 46 hundredths pounds? So which of these 4 weights is going to not round up to 2 46 hundredths pounds? Number 5, today's lesson is all about what is not true. 3 of these number sentences are true. Which one is not true? Really take your time and look at what each of these means. Okay? I'll help you out, and I will tell you that this statement here is true. So I'm going to write a true there. Now look at the next 3 statements. If it's true, write true. If it's not true, that is the one that you're going to circle. For number 6, Tori and Elvin use a stopwatch to record the amount of time it takes a marble to roll down a ramp. Tori's marble takes 2 835 thousandths seconds, while Alvin's marble takes 2 and 845 thousandths seconds. Tell whether each sentence is true or false. So you're going to read the statement, rounded to the nearest tenth, both times are the same. So you're going to look at both of these amounts, both of these times, and you're going to, for this statement, are going to round them both to the nearest tenth. If they both if you get the same number when they both round to the tenth, you're going to mark true. If you get a different number when you round to the nearest tenth, you're going to mark false. You're going to read each of these statements and decide whether it is true or false. Rounded to the nearest hundredth, both times are the same. Both times are closer to 2 and 8 tenths than 2 and 9 tenths. Both times are more than halfway between 2 and 84 hundredths and 2 and 85 hundredths. And Tori's marble was faster. You're going to mark true or false for each of those statements. Number 7. Number 7 is a two-part question. The weights of 4 packages of meat are shown below. A, B, C, and D. Each package is priced by how much it weighs to the nearest tenth of a pound. Order the packages from greatest to least weight. Show your work. So right now, it's telling you that each price is packaged by how much it weighs to the nearest tenth of a pound. So it is, they are all, you're going to go ahead and put these 4 decimals in order from greatest to least. That means the biggest number is going to be, we'll do on top. So you're going to have the greatest, and then they're going to have 1 number there. Then the next number, then the next number, then the next number. And this number here is going to be your least. So figure out which is the smallest amount. If I were you, I'd start with smallest and put it here. And then your next smallest, and then your next smallest, and then your next smallest. Now, remember that you are ordering the packages from the greatest to the least. Now, explain how the order would change if you rounded the weights to the nearest hundredth. So if you rounded these, this is, if you rounded these to the nearest hundredth, then how would the numbers change? And then finally, round 23 and 546 thousandth to the nearest tenth and the nearest hundredth. Explain your thinking. So go ahead and tell me the nearest tenth is going to go there. And then the nearest, I'm going to do word form. And the nearest hundredth, and write your answer there. As always, if you have any questions, you can always email your teacher. Otherwise, I'll see you soon.